Hey guys, this is Rudy G Funk, and we're back in action. Uh, First of all, I just want to really thank everybody that came and watched the live stream with us. Obviously, it wasn't really the game. That's illegal. They're going to cut you off if you do that, kind of like I explained through the live stream. So, first of all, I want to apologize to the guys that just to think I was bootlegging the game and you thought you were going to be able to watch it. YouTube's going to cut you off in seconds. They're going to find out, and it's illegal. So I won't be doing that. But a lot of you guys showed up. We were getting like 35 guys at a time, and that was really cool. You guys' interaction was really cool. A couple of toasts. Hopefully, we're done. Via US. Had a fella from LA, a fella from Colorado. Comment and interacting, and that was really cool. And that's really what it was about. Besides the just the kind of half-ass commentation, giving the score and updates and stuff like that for people that couldn't watch the game, but were able to get Wi-Fi and you know watch us via YouTube, for free. But thanks for the guys that subscribed. I got a lot more subscribers now because of that. And again, I apologize for any. I think it was kind of the Browns live stream. A lot of guys probably thought that they were going to be able to just, like I said, watch the game. Like I was going to stream it live for them. And my apologies if you popped in and you thought that was going to happen. But we did get a lot of hits, and we really appreciate you guys popping in and talking Browns, and kind of. I bet there's probably some of the guys just watching the game with us and thought it was cool to hear somebody else's opinion about stuff. That interaction was really cool. So I want to thank everybody that popped in for the game. Little bit on the Browns, get a little time to absorb it, as the week goes on. You kind of hear what the media, what they say, the Browns, what they say, I can't say I really like the, on the Browns side of it, that they, kind of once again muddied the waters again and kind of said it was a whole offense because, I don't know. It was kind of obvious that Tyrod was holding on to the ball a little bit too long, and I'm just like anybody else. Ultimately, I don't give a shit if he holds the ball too long, if he makes a play. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm going to sit there and bitch about it. If he holds the ball and then he makes a play, everybody shuts up after that, But he looked pretty indecisive. He looked pretty eager to run. And, you got the weather. You got, you're actually playing Pittsburgh, and they're good. So the water just gets so muddy again. It's the defense looks good though. I mean, I think everybody's kind of in agreement that despite Connor kind of running on us quite a bit, the defense looked pretty good. DZ Ward, Myles Garrett, Ogunjobi, even Avery, had I think a strip sack in overtime, which is really nice to see because you kind of wonder, you hear all this stuff, but to see it come to fruition, that's pretty cool. How they got him, and it's just a nice replacement for Kendricks ultimately since he's not here. To have Avery there is it's very nice. So maybe I went a little too far on the cuts were too deep. I hope that's true because it happened. So hopefully Ogba gets back out there and we don't have to have anybody replacing him, because everybody kind of likes Ogba. I like Ogba. It'd be nice to have our first guys, or our starters all out there. So, the offense, I did hear stuff like from the Browns that guys weren't running their routes right and stuff like that. But, I got a buddy that went to the game, and he saw a lot of guys open, that Tyrod didn't see them. So, and I'm pretty sure he's not lying. At least that's what he thought he saw. So, I don't want to put this all on Tyrod. The line looked a little shaky, for a little while, but it looked like they started to conform. I mean, they looked like they were gelling, intra game. So, you can't really totally blame the line either, and not that anybody really did, but, the Harrison, everybody was kind of seeing how he was going to do. For a first game, thought he did pretty well. So, once again, it's hard to recap a tie. We tied. It's not a win. It is kind of a loss. You didn't win. Was it a disappointing game? Only the fact that it was a tie. It was a really fun game to watch, and I know we were doing our live stream. We were interacting with you guys, and you guys were all great. And we had a lot of fun, some alcohol, and that was fun as well. So here we go, more truth serum. But up until the Green Bay game, it looks like it was the best game of the day. I think Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers kind of buried us a little bit with his, all the adversity that happened in that game with him going out, Kaiser coming in. Evidently, I didn't watch it. I do eventually want to watch it and see how Kaiser did. I guess he didn't really do too well. And I'm not necessarily shocked by that. It's probably going to be another year or two by the time if you watch my other videos and see his numbers, as far as I know right now, I think a lot of those analytical numbers shows like a learning curve. Not that they suck or, they're really good. I think it's more learning curve. And I think Kaiser's got a little ways to go yet, because he does have a good arm, and he is pretty durable. Those are really good for the NFL, obviously. I'm not telling you anything new there, but back on the Browns, yeah, it was a great game to watch. It was good to see Ben struggle, against the Browns. Obviously, they both struggled at the beginning. If you watch the live stream, we were all kind of talking about that, how they were both struggling. It looked like Ben pulled away, got some points on the board. Denzel had that, I don't know, I call it pretty good pass protection on Antonio Brown in the end zone, and Antonio Brown just, he got the leverage, held the ball, even though Ward's arm was in there, he couldn't pull it out. So, he caught the ball and Denzel's arm, basically, which is what professionals do, at that level and at the highest level of the highest level. So it was really nice to see Ward have such a great debut. Obviously Garrett, I specifically talk more about Ward because he's a rookie. That was his first game, and it was against, the best receiver in the NFL. So got to give kudos to Ward on that. Avery, yeah, he shined for a second there. Ogunjobi had a lot of hurries. I didn't see how many tackles he had because that's his game. He stops that run. He gets back there and makes them lose yardage, and kind of ran kind of well. So I don't want to say that evens it up and Ogunjobi was 50-50 or nothing like that, because he had a pretty good game. I guess that's kind of about it. I don't have too much more to cap on that. The only thing I was a little upset with, because I'm a Chubb fan, he got the ball 3 times, and that's, one of the things that was really cool about doing the live stream, and I can't remember if it was the dude from Colorado or something. I was kind of semi-bashing Haley a little bit on the play calling, because I wanted to see a little bit more dink and dunk and stuff like that. And they did try it, and of course Njoku dropped a couple passes. He was well defended on a couple of passes, so I think it made it look even worse. Njoku can catch. I don't know why the fuck we keep getting on Njoku for holding the ball, because he's a good receiver tight end. He can catch the ball. That does happen to everybody. I really don't think it's like a Ricardo Lewis type thing where he's going to be dropping balls for 2 years straight. To ride him like that, I think, is only to go backwards. Njoku's a monster. There's no doubt about it. But back on Chubbs, him running it 3 times. Anybody that's really watched him in college, he is I need to get the ball a lot back, because he only seems to get better as the game goes. He keeps his endurance while the defense slows down. To not capitalize that, I think is well, God, I don't want to say borderline retarded, but Carlos Hyde did all right. If you know me, if you watch my stuff, I do like Chubb better than Carlos. He just doesn't do much for me. Not that he's bad, I'm not saying he's a bad running back. He's not a great running back, I don't think. And I don't mean to talk the dude down or anything like that, but I would like to see Chubb get the ball a lot more. And afterwards, we realized he missed that one block that got Tyrod sacked, and I thought they took him out for this, but here that was actually before his runs, so that wasn't the reason they quit giving him the ball. So I didn't really hear much on why they quit giving him the ball. Maybe they don't think he's as good as I do, as I think he is. I hope that's not the case, because if I'm not mistaken, he was with the second team all training camp and all that shit, and this kid he should be a starter. He should be getting the ball first, as far as I'm concerned. And I guess that upsets me a little bit. But I like watching Hyde run as well. So, obviously nothing I say is going to influence them on what they do. But that's just kind of my opinion. I see something different when Chubb's running than Hyde. And it's not very easy to explain. But if you just watch one run and then watch the other one, I almost see it every time they get the ball. Seems like Chubb has to be tackled in the backfield. If he doesn't get tackled in the backfield, he is going to be trouble for you. Whereas it seems like Carlos is a little more indecisive after he hits his mark. And it seems like once Chubb hits his mark, he's going to chunk play you. So I don't want to rave about Carlos. And I don't, if you like Carlos better than Chubb, I understand it. If you watched him in San Francisco, I kind of get it, but just what do you call that? I disagree. With that note and that bark, I think I'm about finished here. But once again, I just want to say thank you to all you guys that showed up. I hope you show up this week, because we are going to do the Saints game again. So, if you guys are home, get yourself a beer. We'll have a cheer for every touchdown. God bless you guys, and I hope we talk Sunday. Go Browns. God bless you. Peace.